is charged. That's fine. 81 is good. That is 81. I think we're good. This is so short. Hey, Sean. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Is my sound bad? How's my sound? I just left this in prayer. A little jewelry box. Oh, yeah. Okay. Definitely not balling like that. Okay. Getting ready for class. Class is gonna be in a couple minutes. Just make sure that my sound is right, my video is correct. Join. Okay. How's my sound? Hey David, hey Sean. Can you guys tell me how my sound is first before we continue? Because if it's trashed, then I might have to come back on. Do I still need a nap, David? You think so? My candle. It smells so nice. I like jasmine, so it smells really good. Boss, how's my sound though? They played on my head. Sounds like I'm whispering. Okay, let me see something. It sounds like I'm whispering. It's mute. Is it not better yet? No? I'm okay, David. I had to show people today a little bit. I had to stand up for myself a little today, which I hate doing. Because sometimes, you know, you think that you're bugging, but then it's like no, people really do play in your face, though. And I don't know why I've always had this issue. People play freely in my face, and then I feel bad for standing up for myself afterwards. But yeah, I've been eating meat constantly for the last 2 weeks in my face. Anyway, I do want to talk a little bit tonight about standing up for yourself, even though it makes you feel bad. But it's important for you to do that, especially when you are introverted and you're quiet and yeah. So let's get into it. But before I do, if my sound is bad, because sometimes I watch my videos again. Like the other day, I watched that video of mine. I think we were planning lessons, and the sound was so bad. The fact that I think it was 29 people liked that live was crazy to me, because I'm like, how 29 people liked this live and I cannot hear you couldn't hear anything. For half of more than half of the video, you couldn't hear anything. So just let me know what my sound is like. David, can you hear me okay or not? Let me go through this work for this week. I do want to talk about that color topic that we were speaking about with Tyler, and you know how she doesn't want to claim really being colored, and I'll give my opinions about it, but it's going to be tomorrow. because I do want to get a few things done. And so I'm thinking while I'm ironing for work tomorrow, we can have that discussion. So yeah, I'm excited about that because I definitely have so many feelings regarding that topic. The sound is good? Okay, perfect. That's good to know. It's a little static, but I can hear. Okay, good. So it's not too bad, right? Because like I said the other day, I rewatched that video and I was like, how did so many of you actually like it and engage when you couldn't hear anything? But thank you for joining that live. It was, for what I could hear, half of it was okay. So yeah, today I had to stand up for myself, right? Now I'm a type of person, I give people grace the first time, right? Because especially Black women, we get labeled pretty easily and pretty quickly as difficult and aggressive and all these different things, especially when you're a quiet Black woman, right? So I saved up a little bit, just enough to get my hair done. So it's like a 1,500 baht, which is like around 700 rand, and if you had to convert that, it's like 70 or something US. Like, it's very cheap, right? But for me, it was a bit expensive this month because of everything that I have to obviously cover this month. Anyway, I get to the place. The lady, first of all, she has an attitude. Like, that's the first thing I've noticed, right? But you give people grace. She did it before, where she had like an attitude about it. But you give people grace because you're like, maybe she had a bad morning, maybe she's just going through a lot, whatever. Oh, there are two people on my head, right? Are you studying? Yeah, I do have my classes gonna start within the next 30 minutes or so. So I got some time to spare before that lesson starts online. And so I gave her some grace. I'm like, maybe she had a hard day. Gave her grace the first time already, by the way. Now there are two people on my head. One is braiding on this side and she's braiding at the back. The girl starts pulling my head, right? This one is pulling it this way. The other one is pulling it this way. Now, one thing about me, I'll give it a chuckle. I give it a chuckle first before I pop off, right? So I'm like, because I'm trying to, give people some grace. But I gave it a little chuckle. If you know, when a Black woman starts chuckling, trust and believe you are pushing every last one of her buttons, right? So I give it a little chuckle because I'm like, you know what? Okay, it's okay. And then her face is like puckered up and she starts like literally braiding my hair pretty wild. And then I started looking at the way she did my hair. She didn't even do my hair nice. Like, she was literally just playing on my head. The girl in the front, now she's eating up like she always does. She does a really good job. Not great this time, but she did an okay job, right? At the back, it looks wild, girl. And I said to her, can you tell me what, just fix this for me at the back? Because when you put your hair up and your hair is crazy at the back, it looks crazy. And you're paying, it's not like you're getting it for free. I let her finish because I also don't want to leave if it really gets hostile with my hair looking crazy. And I said to her colleague, whatever, I had to translate it into Thai so that there's no, because I don't want to explain to you in English and it's like a whole back and forth. I want you to understand what I'm saying. And I said, if this is the way I'm being treated, I can just go somewhere else. It's not that deep. It's never that deep. Because there are so many ladies trying to pull you into their salons to do your hair, but there are people who want to do it. So if you're going to do my hair with an attitude, then just don't do it. I believe also in energy transfer. So if you're on my head mad and aggressive, you're putting all that energy into me. I don't need any of that, baby. It's peaceful over here, right? So I said to her, please don't, I don't want her doing my hair anymore. It's okay. You can do my hair, the girl in the front, because she's just doing her job, like kindly so, right? And she's like, no, I understand. The lady literally said, okay, she speaks a little bit more English, right? And it just made me realize sometimes people will make you feel like you're bugging, but being disrespected is something that you have to nip in the butt actually immediately. I didn't before because I gave her some grace. But check people the first time when they have you messed up. The first time when they have you messed up, check them then. Like, don't wait. Don't, a lot of you are waiting to check people. Check them in me. When they disrespect you, check them in that moment. And you don't have to be aggressive about it. Like, I don't believe in all that aggression. Like, you don't have to. Because one thing, I'm gonna forever keep it classy until you test me to the point of no return, right? So I was like, no, 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 it's okay. And I actually decided to unfollow because they followed me on my little Instagram thing. It's the lady that did my hair. And I decided I'm actually not gonna go there again. Because one thing about me, baby, as black as I am, I'm forever gonna spend my money where I am wanted. And guess what? You again, you think maybe I'm just, in my head about it. A white girl comes in, this same woman turned into an absolute princess. She's so friendly and so nice. And again, I did my little chuckle because I'm like, I never have a crash out for no reason, ever. There's always a good reason for me to crash out. So yeah. So that's my little rant. Of course, the other lady was like really trying to save, and she's like, no, I'm sorry, and she did a good job. She did an okay job. But at the back, I had to add more braids when I came in because it looks crazy at the back, right? So the only message that I want to send to somebody is check people the first time when they have you messed up. That very first time when they have you messed up, check them then. And you don't have to do it in a disrespectful way. You don't have to get disrespectful about it. But you can say, you know what? It's okay. I can go somewhere else. Thank you so much, but never again. Okay? This life is short, my babes. Go where you are loved and appreciated, where your money is. A lot of you are spending places and money, but people don't even want you there. But you are taking your hard-earned money and you put it down. Baby, once you are this is, you can think nothing of me. You can think you can think whatever, but what I think of myself, and not I'm nothing arrogant, it's because it took me years to love myself. You are not gonna make me feel low, babe. Let's get into this comment. Sorry, that was my little rant for today. But the lady in the front round, we really give her flowers. But yeah, let me get this into this comment. Okay, so source that it's a little static, but we can hear you. Are you studying? Yes, I am doing my master's in special education. You are beautiful. Oh, thank you, Big Flex. Don't forget to use the bathroom before taking your class. That's a very good point, David. Luckily, I already did, so thank you so much. Jefferson. Every time I see that name, I think about the Jeffersons. And moving on up. Your hair looks so beautiful today. Thank you, Jefferson. I appreciate. I had to save. Now it's not a lot of money, but one thing I can tell you about Thailand. Now, one for everybody that moves to any country that is, did you consider cheap? Do not work on the scale of, but in US dollars, this is only like $20, or instead African rand, that's only like 50 rand. Work on it based on the country that you are in. If you are in Thailand and you get paid in Thai baht, my babes, the conversion thing is no longer relevant. You have to work on what you have and how much you earn and what is considered expensive in that particular country. And so yeah, very important that you do that. Right, Sean? We're talking about checking people immediately, right? That's what we're talking about. Check them. You check them immediately, because the thing about it is when you give people a rope, honey, trust and believe they will run with it. I let people skate. I just don't let them know how thin the ice is. That's the thing. I will let you skate. I'm not going to tell you how thin the ice is, though, because I will give you maybe one chance. Like for the other day at school, one of my assistant teachers and I, we were having, some what we call SII, is where the parents come in and they see how you, conduct a class. And we had so much fun. It was a great class. And so she says to me, she had to leave 10 minutes before the time, but she says this to me like literally a couple of minutes before, like an hour or so before our lesson starts. I said, but that's not really gonna work because we have practice, and especially the last 10 minutes is very intense because we have like a whole little routine, a dance routine and everything else that we're doing. So just let me know and I can arrange for somebody else to cover your class, right? Which makes sense because when the parents come in, that takes priority over everything else. And so I'm arranging with the head teacher and they got a sub for her, right? The other LAs somehow got wind of this And this one girl says, speak up, I can't hear you. Now, anybody from my past that knows me, mm, mm, anybody from my past that knows me, you know how they say that we live up to our star signs, and we always think that there are some characters. I am a Taurus to my core. Baby, I'm gonna let you do your thing. But the moment when I pop, you are gonna be so shocked. You're gonna be like, is this the same? Quiet people are quiet for a reason. I want to just leave that with somebody. Leave that quiet person alone. Don't think you can disrespect people, because I was gonna check, but I was like, you know what? I need to stay in this good energy because I'm gonna see these babies' parents, and my energy needs to be clean right now. But I do want to check her, just a little, quick little. Because one thing, like I said, once people think that they can disrespect you, guess what's gonna happen? Every single time, right? And so now, if it happens again, I'm gonna give her a little bit of rope, right? Like, I'm gonna tell her, you know what? That was your first and your last time. I do want you to see just how intense it can get. It can get real hostile around here. We can move furniture around here. We can move furniture around, okay? Because one thing about me, I don't get mad pretty easily, but when I get mad, call the police. Just go ahead and call the police. Thank you. I'm doing great, babe. How about you, HQ? You're looking so cute and beautiful at 38 years old, young, possibly still growing. really, really badly need some full fat cola, a hypnosis, and a nap. You guys heard it here first. David says, I need a nap. Okay. Oh, Tom. I was saying the other day, where are my girls at? So it's very good to see you back in the chat, Autumn. How are you, girl? Because what my lecturer told me last week is that we cannot work ahead of time. You know, you guys, I try to get assignments done as quickly as I can. We're not allowed to do that because she cuts so much of the work, and then she turns individual assignments into group assignments. And half of the time, the stuff that you've been doing is not even relevant to the assignment anymore because he changed the whole assignment. So I cannot really work ahead of time. But this week we're talking about learning disabilities and speech and language impairments, right? So a lot of kids cannot really say words because they have some speech impairments. We're talking about introduction to developmental stages and differences, deepening the understanding of human growth and development of inclusive teaching, and then lastly, creating developmental appropriate learning activities. So creating creating basically a developmentally appropriate learning activities. Basically what they mean is based on that particular age group, right? For a 4-year-old, this is the type of activities that you want to do for a 5-year-old, because you understand what they're supposed to be doing at that particular age, right? So creating activities that are age appropriate. You missed me so much. I missed you so much too, girl. I spoke about you the other day in my life. That's how much I missed you. I missed you too, honey. Thank you. Welcome back. Hey, Philip. Hello, everybody. Good morning, Inspiration. Hi. So yeah, that's my message tonight. Check people the first time when they have you messed up, especially when you are a quiet person. Because oftentimes quiet people are being interpreted as weak. Oh, they're weak. They don't really speak a lot. A lot of people are quiet for a reason. Okay. A lot of people are quiet for a reason. A lot of times people that are quiet are just people that just want genuine interactions. They don't really like a lot of unnecessary, stuff. Just, it is what it is, right? But to assume that they are quiet because they're weak, baby, the way a bull, when you trap a bull? When you trap a bull in a corner? Have you tried doing that before? When you trap a bull in a corner, you're like, man, and then your life is on the line all of a sudden. That's literally what it's like. Like, steady. It's a steady situation, but don't push it now, okay? It can get real hostile. Furniture can be moved around. Police can get involved. People can lose their jobs. So leave quiet people alone, okay? Ooh, okay. How would you feel if you were only right, Philip? Am I right? And especially if these are not disrespectful people. Different, I always say, if somebody, we need to live in a time where we make bad people feel bad for being bad people. A lot of you don't let people feel bad for being bad people. Like the way that woman yanked my head today and the way she had a frown on her face, it's like, baby, you don't have to do this. I don't have to pay you for this. There are so many women when I'm walking down this little road that's pulling you into their salons. Please, please come, please, please, please. I don't have to. So you know that was your first. No, it was the second time actually that you yanked my head. And the lady working in the front, because you can see the front is it's decent. At the back, baby, it's a party at the back. I had to literally fix it myself because luckily I have extra curly hair, so I was able to add a couple of pieces. But one thing about me, you can think whatever you want to think about me, but what I think about myself, and not on some arrogant stuff because it took me years to love myself. You are not gonna disrespect me and think I'm gonna be okay with it. Make people feel bad for being bad people. That little person on your job that speaks to you however they want to, and you're just like, I don't want to get involved in drama. No, check them. Because you know what? They're gonna forever do that to people, especially when it's a race-related stuff. Baby, one thing I'm gonna forever do is stand up towards racism because I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for the black girl coming behind me, for the black man coming behind me. They're gonna know, oh, we cannot really, I might have my little racist thoughts, but I'm not gonna be able to do that because they will check me. Oh, I cannot just yank a client's head because I think maybe less of them. Because they're gonna check me. I said, ma'am, thank you. No, thank you. You don't gotta do that. You're not doing my hair for free. And this is my head. This is my sacred place. I respect myself. I don't even treat myself that way. So what makes you think you're gonna treat me that way? So make bad people feel bad for being bad people. That's the word today. Okay? Good morning, Reverend. Reverend, we're getting into it. Okay? I had a question here from Hornet. He said, how would you feel if you were only able to communicate by nodding and shaking your head? Now, first of all, it is already difficult for people to just understand you, right? Even if we both speak in the same language, right? Even you can speak the same language and sometimes I still not understand what you're trying to say. So that's already hard. So only communicating by nodding, and I'll be frustrated. So if you ask me how I would feel, I would be so frustrated because it's hard, right? Just to communicate. Our whole lives, every single day is about communication. Everything that we do is about communication. If I'm in a grocery store and I can't find this one thing, I gotta speak to somebody that works there to help me find it, maybe, for example, right? Now I'm shaking my head and nodding, they not knowing what I'm saying. I would need to use a translation app, right? I would need to use an app. But if you said that's the only way I could communicate, I would be frustrated. Out of my mind frustrated. How about you? Hello, Theodore. Good morning from Ohio State. Thank you, Art of War. Blessed morning. Yeah, it is. It is. I had to check a person today. And I had to decide whether or not I would just find a new braider or how I would deal with it. But no, check people. Check them. Okay, and you don't have to be rude. You don't have to live up to every single stereotype. You see, the thing about it is, you can have your stereotypes about me. I'm black, angry, she's aggressive, whatever. You can have your little stereotypes about me, but that's gonna be the first thing. Be like, oh my God, I disrespected her, but look at the way she reacted. She read me for filth without raising her voice. You can read people for filth. You can read them until they feel disgusted with themselves with the way they treated you, and you don't have to raise your voice not one time. You don't have to call them out of their name not one time. I didn't do any of that, but I made it known that I will not be disrespected. I will not. How are you yanking my head? One is pulling this way, the other one is yank. I understand because she's trying to braid. Why don't you braid on the same side that she's braiding, but it's on the other side? And then you guys move away. But now you're making me feel like I'm the one doing. Ma'am, get off my head. Stay off my head, actually. Matter of fact, don't even be here. If the lady also was like, I can just do it myself the next time. Like I can. I was just like, nah, I think I didn't tell her that, but afterwards I was like, It's okay. I could figure something else out. Because I'm not even going to be, this is how much I love myself. I'm not even going to be in the presence of somebody that makes me feel disrespected. That's how much I love myself. I won't even be in the presence of somebody that disrespects me. Because you don't have to do my hair, but you are in the room. That energy is in the room, and we don't realize just how much we're feeding into energy. Family, energy is everything. Honey, you are in the room, and that energy, the way you treated the white people and the way you treat me, I don't have to spend my money here. Damn, I barely have money. So the little money that I do have, I'm going to spend it in a place where people want me in the room. I might have to teach them a few things, one or two things on how to maybe, work with it, because maybe they might not do it as good. But I'm being respected there. They can learn the craft of how to get it right. But I'm being treated with care and like, you belong here. Like, it's okay for you to sit here. You paid for the service. I can treat you with kindness. To check people, please. Make people feel bad for being bad people. That's the word for today. I don't know who of you are dealing with disrespectful people on your job, in your daily lives. You just let people walk over you and you're just like, it's just, check them. You don't have to do it in a disrespectful way. You don't have to. It's okay. All right, let's get into these comments, honey. You're beautiful. Oh, thank you, Edward. I would shake my head real fast if I wanted them to ride faster. You see, this is why I delete messages. You see, this is why I delete messages. People are weird as hell. Mr. Carter, I'm happy that you retracted whatever it is that you said. And if it was respectful, let's say it again. What if it was disrespectful? Thank you for knowing that this is not the place. As for Ronald, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Some things the mask can't hide. Okay. Autumn says, I gotta say something. You're a beautiful girl. It looks so cute. Oh, thank you, Autumn. You're a girly girl. Oh, I want to say that you're gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful. Oh, thank you, babes. Oh, Autumn. Now, you're a girl's girl. You know how you know girls? Girls are the girls that don't have any issues complimenting other girls. That's how I know. And not necessarily, it doesn't always have to be a compliment, but it make them feel seen. The girl that when you're new in a room and she's like, hey, my name is this and that, what's your name? That makes you feel welcomed. Those are girls. And not just because you guys take a bunch of cute Instagram pictures, but because they actually make you feel seen and like you belong. Those are girls. And so, Autumn, you are definitely a girl's girl. Ain't nothing but blessings your way, baby. Hello from Greece, Alex. I want to come to Greece. I want to come to Santorini. That was one of my dreams. I've always had that dream to go to Santorini, Greece. With those beautiful flowers hanging from those white walls and those little blue doors. Man, it's one of my biggest dreams. I remember always wanting to go to Greece. Now, I'm actually like an island girly. I like tropical weather. I like, sand and beach and all that. That I mostly resonate with that, but somehow I always wanted to be in Santorini, Greece. I had this weird thing that I was going to get proposed to in Santorini, Greece one day. I don't know. But yeah, that was my little thing. Right, son? Check. Yeah, you gotta check them. Is that cool? I don't know what we're talking about, dog fart. I like to cuss them out. You gotta do, but you know what the thing is, I am a teacher, right? So you have to like uphold like this little standard thing. So, and not even that, I believe that I'm a classy woman in the way that I present, right? So that whole little ghetto wretched thing that they associate all of us with, it's something I avoid because I believe that the majority of black girls are actually not that. The media push with half naked. I'm a classy girl. That's one thing I am, classy. But I have to say there were moments in my past where if I was extremely gaslit, nothing grinds my gears faster than somebody gaslighting me, especially racism. Like if you deliberately do something to me as a racist person and then you turn around and you act like you don't even know what I'm saying. Like you deliberate, like I remember one time, this is gonna sound like a lie, but on God, every time I say this, I feel like this cannot be true because I couldn't believe it myself. I started this little job in Hong Kong. I got a new job at a new school, and there was a white girl there, Scottish. Was she Scottish or Irish? Anyway, now one thing about my girl is I'm gonna forever dress cute. You can say whatever, not necessarily now, but for work, classy broad. You know, I got my little heels, my little 5-inch heels because I'm still running around all day. Got my little dress, always put together, nice and neat, right? That was the first time, because I never believe in jealousy. That's one thing I actually don't believe in, is people being jealous of me. But on God, that was the first time in my life I was like, white girl jealousy is a real thing. This girl, I had on this yellow skirt, and I was coming in and I was bright and smiley, and I said good morning to one of my colleagues and said, oh, you look so beautiful. And as I was coming around the corner, this white girl said to me, why are you always smiling? Why are you always happy? Oh, every time I see it, I'm like, oh my God, I could not for the life of me believe it was someone that's asking me that question, because they have been so conditioned to believe all the nonsense that they are narrated in their own minds about who we are, that a friendly black girl is so out of the ordinary, she has to call it out because she's expecting this aggressive person. I said, I'm happy because I'm a happy person, honey. That's what it is. And I kept it cute, kept it moving. And from that moment on, she always had weird energy towards me. But I checked her in that moment without being aggressive with it, right? Because I could have been like, how dare you ask me that? I was like, no, baby, I'm happy because I'm a happy person. What am I implying? That you're not smiling and you're not happy because you're not a happy person. I didn't say that, but that's what I'm implying. So check people the first time that when they disrespect you. Check them. You gotta check them. Okay, because they will disrespect you forever, always. And anyway, she was also part of a bigger thing towards at the end of the day. But we're not gonna get into the tea of that. But check people. Make them feel bad for being bad people. A lot of you are letting this thing. You know what? I have to tie this because I was feeling it getting loose. A lot of people are disrespecting you, and I don't want to say anything because I don't want to cause issues. That's why they're disrespecting you. Because they know, oh, she's not gonna say anything. She's not gonna say anything. She's the black girl on the job. She's not gonna say anything. He's quiet. He's not gonna say anything. So just treat him that way and just say that to him. But my biggest thing probably is standing up for people that don't stand up for themselves. I will always risk a job for that, which I probably should stop doing. But if I see you disrespect somebody who I know is maybe shy and they won't speak up for themselves, but yeah, I try not to cuss them out, Sean. I try not to cuss them out. I try to keep it cute. You can still get the message across without cussing. Have you ever been read for filth and the person didn't cuss not one time? They didn't raise their voice not one time. The calm ones, calmly reading somebody for filth, do you know how bad they will feel about that? You know how bad they feel because wow, this person didn't even, but they told me literally every single thing about myself. And they didn't raise their voice at one time. That I think is worse. Because you know what it is? It's almost like, with racism, this is exactly what they want, right? Oh, look at her, she's aggressive. You see, these are black girls. That's how they do it. That's who they are. Because now you feed, because they want to react. At the end of the day, the goal is to get a reaction out of you. That's at the end of the day, is to get that aggressiveness from you. But when you handle it classy and cute, then I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't get to her the way I wanted to. Right? But again, when it comes to your money though, like at the workplace, I think that's different. Because you just gotta sometimes just let one or two things slide until they do the cha-cha and you gotta check them. But when it comes to where I spend my money, because I work so hard for my money and because I barely have it, you're not gonna disrespect me. But even if I had a lot of money, you are not gonna disrespect me. I'm not spending my money where I'm not wanted. That's just what it is. So all that following, once I figure you following me around in the store, I'm just going right out the door. I'm out the door. You're beautiful. Oh, thank you so much, honey. Where? I'm in Thailand. You gotta say something, beautiful girl. That's cute and wonderful and creative. Were you reporting from beautiful? Where are you reporting from? I am in Thailand, honey. I am in Nonthaburi, which is about 20 minutes from Bangkok. if you're driving. Autumn. Hello, Drew. I wish you nothing but the best. Oh, thank you, HQ. You are such a sweetheart. That's another girl's girl. It's the girly girls for me. Another thing I want to quickly add for the girls. When you are meeting new people, right? I don't know how many of you have experienced mean girls. Like, I can tell you so many stories of just weird friendships that I had to just look and say, what the hell is going on? I know we live in an era where friendships is a little bit more, it's a little difficult, it's a little different, it's different nowadays. But the moment, maybe I shouldn't base my life off of energy, but the moment when you feel weird in somebody's energy, don't question that. Don't be like, maybe it was just, take it as your cue that maybe there's not an alignment. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be. One thing about me, I will forever exit in a classy way. Whether it's leaving a man, whether it's leaving a friendship, whether it's leaving new connections, classy babes. Like, oh, where's Denise? We haven't heard from her in so long. I didn't announce anything. I didn't say anything. Just gone. Just gone. Do that. A lot of, and I know about a girl who was part of this really big friendship group that would show up for her, you know, for birthdays. They had like, because a lot of girls are very obsessed with social media, right? There's a lot of girls. And as a girl, I can definitely attest to that. It was about looking beautiful in a picture. Like it's about looking cute in a picture. But when life hit that girl really hard and she was really facing real difficulties, none of her friends were there for her. Not a single one. So when you're making friendships, and this is probably why it takes me a while, obviously, to make friends, but I have some beautiful friendships throughout my life and some people that I cherish forever, right? But when you make a friend, somebody that you know who will carry you through life. But above wanting good friends, be a good friend. That's the criteria for wanting a good friend, is that you have to be a good friend. And so, but when you realize that something is off, don't try to be little Dora the Explorer and trying to find, was it Dora the Explorer, trying to find out why it is weird. Like, it's weird. Just be off of it, because the wanting to find out will have your heart broken. Okay, just be exit. Sometimes we have to be cruel to be kind. There you go. There it is. There you go, and there it is. Right? Sometimes you have to be cruel to be kind, because the thing about it is, if you don't set a boundary with people, they will disrespect you. That is just, we live. And sometimes, you know, I gotta give people a little giggle, because I giggle first before. It's like a little engine. Like, I giggle first before I pop off, because I sometimes just want the audacity of some people, just the way you think about other people, that you think that little of somebody, that you would treat them that way. It always baffles me that you think that little of somebody, that you would in that moment decide, I'm going to treat you terribly. Okay, I think my class is about to start, y'all. I'll see y'all again, all right? Class is starting. I'll talk to y'all again, but keep your goals in prayer. I wish I could continue on. How about I just have you guys on? I won't be able to interact though, because I'm in class, of course. And just read some of these extra comments before we go, because I'm getting tired. I want to tell you something. Every time when you go live, I always be on your live. Oh, thank you. Oh, tell you, sweetheart. Let me put this one. I'm gonna have you guys alive, but I won't be able to react, okay? Because I'm in class. Okay.
Recording in progress.
Welcome everybody. Hi. Welcome back. I'm getting some notifications here.
Good morning, Dr. Lee, and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you. It is nice to be back. Thank you. I had a very old friend cover this class for me, Daphne Moriel de Sedano. Yep. I have worked with Daphne for many, many years, and gosh, I appreciated that she was willing to do that, because I can tell you, it's not easy to have someone cover class. I know as teachers, right? You have to get substitutes and put lesson plans together. Sometimes it's harder to take a day off than it is to just work. Yeah. All right. So yeah, one of the things that was really entertaining for me was, and I don't know whether I've never seen this before, like Padlet was interesting. So you guys had to like keep making a copy or something like that as you were going through it. I don't know exactly what it was, but it's working. It's working. And I know, most of you submitted everything. I gave many of you feedback, and I'm going to jump to that feedback really quick here. Okay. Check where that went. That's okay.